Hi guys, today I would like to share with you my cultural experience or cultural differences that I experienced throughout my stays here. Mostly at the beginning, it was also easy for me because of the factors like the lifestyle, the language, the weather, and everything was just totally strange for me. Or I would say it's not something that I'm used to. So it was really a roller coaster. It's not something that I would say, yeah, I just integrated in. It was so easy. No, it doesn't work like that. For me, I'm talking out of my experience. From other, maybe the others just made it so fast, but for me, it took me a while. Yeah, because of that forced me to study the language. And studying the language means you need steps to know the language, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. Yeah, so I did that, and while I was learning the language, I met people who were also in the same situation like me, people from different countries or continents, also doing the same course. So that's where I learn more of the language than what's in the language is really, oh my god, it's really difficult because it's really not so fair. It's not something like where in English where you say, yeah, if it's feminine and it's muscular, how do you call it in English? You see now my English is not going because the Japanese, oh man, it's taking over. So it's not where you say feminine or muscular and so in German it's more than that. Everything here, the grammatic is really complicated. It really pisses me off because sometimes I ask myself why it's so complicated and so much rules in grammatic. Really, I don't like it. But anyway, I try my best and give it a try, and it took me a while to a point where I say, yeah, now I'm on my own. I can read my own letters from my whatever, if it's from the official letter, I would say. I'm an official letter, or I can attend my official letter without a person, going with someone who can translate for me and something like that. So it took me really a while. I would say it took me almost 2 years for me also to know at least where I can feel comfortable, or even talking to people, because at the beginning I was like, no, I don't want to talk. I only speak English. I don't know how to speak German, even though I knew the words just to speak. For me, I was like, no, I'm not good enough. I have to be good enough for me to really talk to, even to people that I know. So yeah, it's not so easy. And while I was doing that, I also decided to make friends. To make friends, one also need a language, especially if you want to make friends here. And I joined the international, so there I met a lot of people from different country around the world, I'll say. So with them, obviously for us it was easy to speak English. That's with them, I hang with them almost every weekend. We meet or we go at a restaurant or cafe, something like that, just to chill with them. So it made me a little bit, yeah, I'm integrated. Even though I'm integrated, but still one need the language, because the language is where you need it. You need it mostly if you want to study, if you want to work, if you want to go to a doctor, and everything's just evolved around the language. Then I realized, okay, I'm good with my international girls or my international boys or friends that I met, but why not also with the Germans, so that I can improve my language? So with that, I also did jobs. With that, I did jobs like waitresses, because in that field, it's easy for you to integrate or to talk with the customers, even though the German is not so good, but to understand, you can understand, or you can use your basic, which is also good, a good way for one to improve the language. And I also did my driver's license. Oh my god, driver's license in this country, oh my god, it takes a lot of time. Oh my, it took me a lot of time, even though I did my theory. My theory, call it in English, I think so. I did it in English because there's option for you to do it. It's either you do it in English or Arabic or German. So I opted for English because for me, that back then English is easy for me, and I did it. I practiced because I had the app. I practiced, and then when I saw that I'm fit to go for the test, and then went for the test, and I passed on the first go. But coming to the practical, what do you call it? Practice, yeah. Oh my God, practical was not so easy because my teacher, my driver, how do you call it? In English, driver teachers, I would say, let me just say driver teachers, was old man. He's a German. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't understand English. Maybe he learned it back in the days or so. But my German also was not so good. I can understand mostly, but speaking was not so easy. Then he encouraged me, don't worry, it's not a problem. I've taught a lady from Asia. She cannot even understand German, not even write or whatever, but she passed. I teach her and then she passed, and I was like, oh my God. They say, yeah, at least you have some background of basic, you will make it. I was like, oh, okay, at least that's a good motivation. So, but anyway, I did that also. Yeah, it was not so easy. Practical, it was easy. Practical is easy because we used to do it 2 times a week with him. I go drive for 45 minutes, and it's really, what's really pissed me off, it's so expensive. Back then it was 80 something euro for an hour, 45 minutes, yeah, that's an hour. And yeah, you have to do it 2 times a week, yeah. And on top of that, I did not all. I failed. I failed my first attempt and the second one, and then the third one. Oh my God, the money that I've spent on that license. When I think of it, oh, it was really a lot of money, and I'm glad I did it back then, because now I heard that it's like 120 euro per hour. That's what they're paying now, and I'm like, oh, thank God I did it and it's over, even though it took me a lot of time and money. Yeah, so that's a bit of my experience in Deutschland. I have experienced a lot. And the weather also, oh my God, the weather back then, for me, it's not so easy because I arrived here, I guess, in August. Yeah, August. That was plus, yeah, that's like the last month of warm month, of the warmest month. So, and then come winter. Winter is a season where one hardly see the sun. Sometimes it can be a month without seeing the sun, and it's raining, pouring. On top of that, it's cold. So for someone who come from a country where the sun shines every day, I was really, oh my God, I'll call it. So some days I feel so depressed. I feel like, oh, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. So, but one have to get up and do things, and things have to be done. And yeah, just keep on trying until get used to it. Because right now, comparing to back then, right now I'm to a point where it's like when it's 5 degrees, I feel like, yeah, it's warmer compared to yesterday when it was -5. I can feel the difference really. It's just a matter of getting used to it, and then you adapt it, even though it's not so easy on the get-go. So, and yeah, I remember back then when I arrived in September, when my birthday was approaching, there was a friend of a neighbor. She's a very well-traveled lady. She lived almost in every continent. She knows all the culture, and she was the one who was encouraging me, yeah, do this, or giving me ideas and tips. And she was really someone I feel so, I'm so grateful that she was there. And then, because she knows someone who lived from Africa, she knows the African culture. And yeah, she gave me some tips, and we talked more about the different cultures. So then she asked me one day, she asked me, your birthday is coming, what are you gonna do on your birthday? Because here in Germany, most most of them celebrate birthdays. They, regardless what, at least you have to bake a cake or buy pieces of cake and then invite friends, and then you can have tea if you don't want to have something big or something like that with them. And I was like, no, I don't want to celebrate, I'm not feeling good, I'm homesick. And I was like, no, just give it a try, people will be happy to come. And it's like, I'm just new here, who will come to my birthday? And it's like, just give it a try and just invite the neighbors. And I was like, what am I gonna do now? Should I buy a cake or should I bake a cake? And then she said, no, since you are so homesick, try something from home. And I was like, okay, what should I do then? And she said, yeah, just cook food, your food from your country. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try that. And then I went to buy the chicken. I bought the chicken and cook it, and then I cook with pap, isima, as we call it in my language. So I cooked it, and I invited the neighbor, one of the neighbor with her family, and I invited this neighbor with a friend who lives almost international, who was also like a friend to me, who was always talking to. I invited them, and I was really so happy, because what really made me so happy is just to see them eating the food that I cook from home. And I told them how to eat it, not with a spoon or with a fork, just to eat it with the hands, even though it looks so funny how they pour the sauce on top of pap and really try to eat it with two hands, as eating pap with two hands. And yeah, it's really funny, but really I was so happy to see them doing it the way it's supposed to be done, like the way we do it at home. That was really some of the highlight. I was really emotional because I got a gift that I did not expect. This gave me a calendar with Namibian animals and something. It's just this little thing. And the neighbor's daughter, back then she was 5 years old, because when one of the neighbors used to go, they used to drop the kid at me and say, pick up the sister. So I was so close to her, and then she gave me a plant, a small rose plant. I was really so happy. It was this little thing that made me so special. I feel so happy, and I was crying tears of joy. It's just because of these people taking that time just to make me happy. That was really one of the highlights of my birthday in Deuschland. And for me to see them eating my traditional food, not with the spoon or forks, with their hand wash and with their hands, that's really what's really, for me, it's so special. I find it so special. Yeah, that's it. And I remember one time the neighbor's daughter, the 5-year-old girl, she asked me one day, do you know this animal, elephant? Elephant, she named the name of the elephant. I was like, what is that? She's like, it's an elephant. I was like, I don't know it. And then she told me, yeah, it's in she told me, yeah, it's in the book. And then she told me the book, in the book, this elephant came from Africa. The small elephant came from Africa to Europe. And I was like, oh my God, this little one. She think because I'm from Africa and I should know this little elephant. Really, it was really funny. I find it, I was like, I told her, no. That's just a story in the book, but can be that this elephant existed, but it can be that it's also a fiction. It's not a reality. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I show her more pictures from back home, so for her to have an overview of Africa. Most people think when they talk about, or especially kids, when you talk about Africa, some of them, they even never been to Africa. They think, okay, because we saw, or it's in the book, Africa is like this, or we saw it in the TV, or we saw it on the advert, Africa is like this. But I show her the pictures so that she can have an overview of the continent in general, or where I come from in general. So that's it. Yeah, last week a week ago, my little one had a presentation of Namibia in the kindergarten. His teacher asked him if she want to present, to show some photos of the land in Namibia, and explain and show her friends and all those things. And then we print some of the pictures, and she did the presentation. And after that she came home and she was like, I was doing the presentation, and my friend, she named them this a friend and this and that, and all of them, they want to come to Namibia. And I was like, oh, this is good. At least they have an overview of how Namibia look. It's not what they see on the magazine or what they see on their television or what they read in the books. There's more to that than that. Yeah. And also what I like about the difference I like in this country, the people in this country, is that the people here are more respectful, or they would say, it's not only respectful, I would say they mind your business. If minding your business was a person or was a country, have to be the Germans. Yeah. If it's nothing to do with the person, they will not really bother at all. Really, you can do your things. No one will come and stop you and say what you're doing is not good, or talk about what you're doing is not so good. And really minding the business, which I find is really good. On top of that, even though I call them, they are grumpy because they're not so friendly. They are not so really friendly or open on the get-go unless you have to know them. So that's when they open up. I like these things of, yeah, let the person do their own things. Let them do what they want to do, which is also, I find it really good, because where I come from, everybody want to know who's that, where is he from, and all those things. But just let the person be and do whatever they feel like to do. And I think also what I like is that when you are standing on the way, someone want to pass, instead of just walking towards you, they will say, excuse me, can I pass? And then you give them the way, and then they say thank you, something like that, which is hardly, or even you give a person something, the response will always thank you. That's really one of the good gestures. I like that very much. I think we can incorporate more with us and people. Even in the supermarket, going in the supermarket, you buy something at the cashier, and the lady will greet you, hello, when you go, goodbye, have a lovely day, those things. And when you talk about customer service, oh my God. And I saw few people from here complaining, I have a bad customer service at said a place like this and this, and I'm like, yeah, you should be in my country and see what's bad customer service. Because what I have, from my experience, or what I saw compared to where I come from, customer service here stopped here. For me, stopped here compared to where I come from. People, they'll ignore you at home. They'll ignore you. Go in a restaurant or go in a shop, you want to ask, they will look at you like, oh, what are you trying to ask? Here you go in a supermarket, hello, can I help you? Something like that. I'm like, can it be more like this place everywhere? That will also be good. Yeah. And the Germans are not the people that you can just you just want to get to know you, or you want to be close to without knowing you. First you have to know them, and then you that's when you develop a friendship or a close friendship. So most of us from different country coming here, they'll be like, yeah, the Germans are very cold people. Okay, I don't understand. Maybe because it's because of war here, it's a lot of stress regarding work and just the lifestyle here. It's something which makes a person a bit tighter. So mostly that's what I can share right now. If you guys have any idea what I should tell you about, or what should I vlog about, please let me know in the comment section, or ask the question and I will answer them. Please don't forget to subscribe for the next video in the next days.